While the Philadelphia Eagles lock in and grow stronger by the day, chaos is erupting across the NFC East. And the Dallas Cowboys? Their superstar just lit the fuse. Ah, the second week of Eagles training camp ended not with fireworks, but with quiet strength. There was a focused calm in Philadelphia, helmets buckled, cleats digging into turf, a team building something real. But just a few hundred miles south, in Dallas, the storm hit. Micah Parsons, the Cowboys' golden boy, the engine of their defense, the heart of their identity, wants out. Not tomorrow, not after the season. Now. The news broke like a thunderclap on Friday morning. Reports revealed that Parsons' relationship with the Cowboys had deteriorated, and he was now considering a full-blown trade request. And not because of performance, or scheme, or injury. No, this was personal. This was betrayal. According to multiple sources, Parsons believed he was having casual spring conversations with owner Jerry Jones. The Cowboys believed they had sealed a deal. Parsons thought those talks were just friendly groundwork, and that his agent would handle the real negotiations. But when the agent tried to engage, Dallas ghosted him and shut the door completely. Now, Mike is done. He released a long, emotional statement publicly demanding a trade, saying, "I no longer want to be here. I no longer want to be excluded from negotiations. I no longer want to be attacked for playing hurt for this organization." It's a standoff that has left the Cowboys fractured at the core. A locker room without its leader. A front office refusing to pick up the phone. A superstar sitting out practices under the claim of a minor injury while everyone knows what's really happening, a silent holdout, a test of will. Meanwhile in Philadelphia, it's all business. No distractions. No egos. No headlines. Just grind. Veterans and rookies alike are dialed in. The linebackers continue to shine. Players like Tyron Hopper and Drew Tuazama are flashing upside. And in the background, one name keeps popping up, Saquon Barkley. Yes, the newest Eagle may have stolen the spotlight during Friday's fully padded session with a performance straight out of 2018. Explosive cuts, burst through the line, smooth hands in the screen game, the kind of stuff that sends quiet tremors through opposing defenses. But the real story here isn't just Saquon or Parsons, it's contrast. One NFC East team is collapsing under pressure. Another is quietly building something terrifying. And guess what? In just 33 days, Micah Parsons and the Dallas Cowboys are scheduled to walk into Lincoln Financial Field. If Parsons is gone, or even if he stays but the trust is shattered, Dallas will walk in weaker. While Philly? They're walking in sharper, stronger, unified. The NFC East isn't just about talent anymore, it's about focus. And the Eagles have it. The NFC East is on fire, and not in a good way. Micah Parsons is supposed to be the face of the Dallas Cowboys defense, a generational talent. But now, he's becoming the face of something else entirely. Dysfunction. He's hinting at trade demands, throwing subtle shots on social media, and clearly growing frustrated. Sound familiar? It should. Because we've seen this movie before. Remember Myles Garrett? He pulled the same move earlier this offseason, cryptic posts, rumors swirling, even whispers of trade interest, all for it to end with more money and no rings in Cleveland. And as much as Eagles fans might dream of Parsons rocking midnight green, let's be real. Dallas is not picking up the phone, especially not for a division rival. Still, the Eagles don't need to actually trade for Micah to win this storyline. Howie Roseman picking up the phone just to rattle Jerry Jones' nerves. Just to say, "Hey, heard you've got a problem over there?" That's the kind of trolling that makes rivalries legendary. But no, don't even mention trading Nolan Smith. Not for a $40 million per year linebacker with a ticking contract clock and a star on his helmet. Philly's got their own future stars. They don't need to borrow someone else's storm. And just when you thought the chaos couldn't spread any further, boom, Washington explodes too. Terry McLaurin, the heart and soul of the Commanders' offense, has officially requested a trade. And unlike Micah, this one feels real. He's about to hit 30. He's tired of waiting. He wants out, or he wants to get paid now. The front office in DC is dragging its feet, playing a dangerous game of chicken with their franchise receiver. And in the middle of it all, rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels, whose second season was supposed to launch a new era in Washington. But without McLaurin, that era might never begin. Because while fans are dreaming of breakout years and playoff runs, McLaurin might be on a plane to another team. And Daniels? Left throwing to aging vets and mismatched parts. That's not how you build momentum. That's how you crash it. And while the Cowboys and Commanders spiral into contract chaos, guess what's happening in Philly? Peace. Progress. Promise. Friday's training camp at NovaCare was padded up and full of energy. And there's something special about the energy when you know your team is healthy again. Nakobe Dean, once feared lost in the shuffle, was out there sprinting down the field before practice, showing no signs of hesitation. That's the kind of fire this defense needs in the middle. That's the kind of comeback that can define a season. And let's not forget about rookie safety Drew Makuba. He wasn't cleared for contact yet, but he had the pads on. He was running drills, moving around, getting his legs under him again. And most importantly, he looked like a guy who's ready to fight for his place on this roster. So while Dallas and Washington are drowning in their own mess, the Eagles? They're getting stronger. And that's the beauty of it. The best team in the NFC East isn't just the most talented. It's the most stable. Something's brewing in Philadelphia. The bodies are still banged up. The sidelines still crowded with hoodies and ice packs. But on the field? The fight is starting to come alive. Let's begin with the injuries, because while the list is still long, there's finally light at the end of the tunnel. Safety Andrew Mukuba, the rookie with all the upside in the world, is inching closer to full strength. Word from inside the building is, he's maybe a day away. Just one more sunrise, and we might see him flying around again. That alone is a win. But let's not sugarcoat it. The Eagles are still in the trenches when it comes to health. Zach Bond, E.J. Jenkins, Terrace Marshall Jr., and rookie corner Aeneas McWilliams all remain sidelined. And then there's the new and deeply frustrating name, Devonta Smith. He's out too. So is Nolan Smith, who's been in concussion protocol. But here's the good news. Nolan was seen on the practice field today. Not suited up, not in a helmet, but standing out there. No shades, no hat. For those who know, that means a lot. That means he's progressing. He's coming back. And the moment he returns, the defense gets its teeth back. Now let's talk about the fire on the field. Because for the first time in days, the Eagles' offense looked like the Eagles' offense again. It started with a wheel route, not just any wheel. It was Will Shipley, the explosive rookie out of Clemson, absolutely torching linebacker Jahad Campbell in man coverage. A 20-yard touchdown catch from Jalen Hurts, a perfectly placed ball, and a statement moment for Shipley. That was the first of several touchdowns for the Eagles' offense on the day. But it wasn't just about stats. It was about tempo, attitude, and edge. Still, let's not hang Campbell out to dry. The young linebacker has been one of the defense's bright spots, and outside of his struggles in man coverage against running backs, he's been rock solid. Even after giving up that score, he bounced back, kept grinding, and then spoke directly to fans later in the day. On WIP, Campbell sounded raw, but grounded. He's here to earn respect. He's here to hit, to hustle, and to represent the city the right way. No excuses, no drama, just a warrior ready to earn his place. Meanwhile, over in the secondary, the battles continued, and not without bruises. Kelly Ringo got another shot at outside cornerback, and it was rocky. A pass interference flag on a deep ball. Then a touchdown given up to Elijah Cooks on a crossing route in red zone drills. It's not that Ringo was totally lost. He was close on both plays. But close doesn't win you reps in this league. He's still in the mix, still fighting, but the hype train isn't rolling the way some fans hoped it would be. And Adoree Jackson? Slightly better today. Not great. Just solid. But here's the real story. Elijah Cooks. With Terrace Marshall still sidelined, this towering wideout is making a serious case for himself. He's climbing the depth chart one rep at a time, and after beating Ringo for that touchdown, teammates are starting to speak up. Eli Ricks praised him after practice, calling him a red zone nightmare, a big, strong, confident receiver who can make tough, contested catches in traffic. If you're looking for a surprise breakout star next Thursday in the preseason opener, circle Cooks' name in bold. Last but not least, Smile Mondin. With Zach Bond still out, Mondin got his shot with the first team defense and made it count. In a one-on-one drill, Mondin, a former Georgia standout, locked up Saquon Barkley in coverage and broke up a pass. That's not just good. That's eye-opening. That's the kind of play that makes coaches sit up straight in the film room. Mondin is proving he's more than just a depth piece. He's hungry. He's ready. And if this linebacker room doesn't sharpen up, he's going to steal a job and never give it back. The Eagles may be wounded, but beneath the bandages, the fire's building. Young talent is rising. New names are starting to matter. And the next week of camp might just tell us who's for real. I know. Again, he's probably just a special teamer this year, but the bright future for the former UJ Bulldogs seems pretty darn clear. Moving over to the defensive line, and Ty Robinson had his best practice so far as an Eagle with a very nice PBU of Tanner McKee versus the second team offense and defense, as well as a fantastic swim move one-on-one versus rookie Cameron Williams. Slow progress, but good progress for the young DT. The real star, though, the Eagle defensive line continues to be Morrow, who had his best day of training camp in full pads. He's had some really good days beforehand, but he had an absolutely incredible bull rush of Tyler Steen, who did have a good day, but not this rep versus Morrow. Got to Jalen Hurts and knocked the football out of his hands for a strip sack. He had another sack later on in 11 on 11's Morrow. My goodness, he has had the best overall start to training camp I've seen from a second-year guy in a long time. Thumbs up for him. He's going to be a superstar. Ojulari's appearance. Also, thumbs up for Azeez Jalari, who has had a quiet camp so far. Not mentioned his name really once, but did register his first sack while getting some reps with the ones with Nolan Smith out. Honestly, nice to just hear his name. Now, officially, Josh Uche and Ojulari are tied so far with one sack apiece. Saquon's big day. The real star of the day, however, was running back Saquon Barkley, who got training camp high 14 touches on Friday, which included 2 rushing touchdowns, drawing with Reed Blankenship after the first one and really unveiling for the first time this offseason the 2024 2K speed and agility that made him the scariest weapon in the league just a year ago. Barkley likewise seemed to settle down the rest of the offense as Hers had a nice day through the air, connected with A.J. Brown often and even the ball early to wide receiver Ania Smith. I think really for those wondering just how different Kevin Petula's offense will be this year need to realize that it will 100% still be Swan first and everyone else second no matter what, and newcomers like Adoree Jackson clearly understand this after going up against this offense now for 2 weeks in a row. Nick Sirianni, I don't want to say caters, but appreciates and values the weapons that he has. You know what I mean? To be able to throw the ball to them, run the ball, having different weapons on the outside, the inside to be able to space, it out, having great quarterback play, and then having the defense that they have to be able to put the offense back on the field. So I think you get to see the growth that way. Just getting more reps visually, mentally, physically, and obviously when you see him get out there on the field, he tears it up. Saquon's not been quiet to go and start training camp, but they have given him less touches. I think they're trying to see what they have in Will Shipley and A.J. Dillon, but the offense has struggled the past couple of days. And so very clearly Kevin Patullo said, you know what? Let's go and unleash our top weapon. Give him a couple of carries here and there. And Saquon took advantage of them. Any worry about a sophomore slump in Philadelphia, I think, is ridiculous. Barring injury, Saquon Barkley is going to be the exact same, if not better, than what he was in 2025, just a year ago whenever he was Offensive Player of the Year. Overall, though, a very good practice for Philadelphia. Not a lot of big mistakes. They had a lot of penalties on Thursday's practice. Very few on Friday. Things are trending in the right direction. Now, less than 7, 6, 5 days away from the first preseason game versus the Cincinnati Bengals. We'll stream that here on the channel. Again, getting close to 100,000 subs, we'll do the giveaway, which of course I keep waiting for you guys to win tickets, a signed Eagle jersey, and a regular Eagle jersey. That can hopefully happen maybe next week. Myself and Josh Davis will be at training camp on Tuesday. We'll be live and in person. Lots of videos, recaps, stuff like that as well. It started quietly. Almost too quietly. No fireworks. No pregame hype. Just pads cracking, coaches barking, and the steady rhythm of another scorching training camp session in Philadelphia. But sometimes, it only takes one spark to light a fire. And on this day, Saquon Barkley struck the match. Let's not sugarcoat it. The Eagles' offense had been sluggish, flat, disconnected. For a few days in a row, the spark just wasn't there. But all it took was one decision from offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo to turn it all around. Give the ball to number 26. And Saquon? He didn't just respond. He exploded. 14 touches. 2 touchdowns. A reminder to the entire league. The first score came on a cut so violent it left Reed Blankenship spinning. Barkley stared him down in the end zone like a lion that had just hunted down prey. The second was even more vintage, weaving, juking, bursting like the Saquon of old. The 2024 version of Barkley is still terrifying, maybe even better. The kind of weapon that changes everything for an offense. And the ripple effect was immediate. Jalen Hurts settled in. A.J. Brown started dominating again. Rookie Anaya Smith even flashed, getting early looks and showing crisp timing. Suddenly, everything looked smoother, sharper, more alive. But make no mistake, this offense still runs through Saquon. That's the lesson every defender is learning the hard way. Even veterans like Adoree Jackson are figuring it out in real time. This Eagles unit doesn't just talk about physicality, they live in it. Kevin Patullo isn't trying to reinvent the wheel. He's giving his best player the keys and letting him drive. And on the other side of the ball, pure violence, pure progress, pure dominance. The Eagles' defensive line showed no mercy. Ty Robinson, the young DT from Nebraska, had his best day yet. He swatted a pass at the line, beat rookie Cameron Williams with a swim move that looked straight out of Fletcher Cox's playbook, and kept his motor running through every drill. But the real monster was Moro Ojomo. This man is on a mission. He flat out destroyed Tyler Steen with a bull rush that ended in a violent strip sack of Jalen Hurts. One play later, Another sack in 11 on 11s. It's not just that Morrow looks improved, he looks unblockable. Second year breakout. Try potential Pro Bowl. That's how good he's been. And just when it looked like the D-line had reached its peak, Azeez Oyulari quietly entered the chat. With Nolan Smith out, Oyulari stepped up with the starters and finally made his mark, his first sack of camp, but hopefully not his last. Now he and Josh Uch are tied. The competition is alive. The edge rush battle is heating up. This Eagles defense isn't just full of talent, it's deep, it's violent, and it's hungry. Here's the big picture. No more sluggish practices. No more misfires. The penalties that haunted them on Thursday? Gone. The tempo? Back. The urgency? Sky high. This was the kind of day that defines a team's identity. And as the preseason opener against the Bengals creeps closer, it's clear Philadelphia is waking up. Saquon is back. The defense is mean. And this roster? It looks ready to make a statement.